Donald Trump is calling on his supporters to protest outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where his hush money trial is being held. So far, his base has been a no-show. And as the New York Times puts it, the former president is not getting the circus he wanted. The paper reports there were only a handful of Trump supporters outside yesterday morning, and they were outnumbered by the Trump detractors who had signs about his alleged affair with an adult film actress. The former president tried to rally his followers with a long post on his social media site just before 7 yesterday morning. He would post later that the courthouse is completely closed down, which it is not, suggesting that the poor turnout was a plot against his supporters.
Yeah.
I actually, I'm going to go to Sam, but you first, Joe. I mean, I know that there's going to be this hearing before court resumes today about the gag order. And I just wonder, I mean, Donald Trump wants to be careful about asking people to come and rally. And I mean, the last time he was pushing people to show up somewhere, there was an insurrection on the Capitol, and he was saying, I'll meet you there. I just don't think he should be telling. I'm not a lawyer, but it seems to me that he might want to just go to court.
Well, that's who he is, though.
And not ask people to show up in his defense.
Sam, after he was inaugurated as president of the United States, you could go in the White House for the next week, and usually when you're outside the press room, you can see all these different pictures. President with young child, president with Marine saluting, president with this, president with that. Donald Trump put up pictures of the crowd from angles that made it look like he had more people at his inauguration than he actually did. So he's sort of obsessed with this stuff. I will say he told them to congregate peacefully. Maybe that's where the misstep was for Donald Trump, because nobody showed up. And so it's maddening to him. Everything seems to be going against him. He's having to sit in this courtroom. I thought it was fascinating last night on Fox News. You actually had Fox News hosts complaining that he was too old. He was a 77-year-old man. Who would make a 77-year-old man sit down all day? That's what a lot of 77-year-old men do. They sit down all day. They watch the Atlanta Braves. I know. My dad was one of them. But a lot of people sit down all day. But he's just going crazy. And to add insult to injury, of course, he's being outnumbered by people that are having, his supporters are being outnumbered by people that are holding up signs talking about porn stars and time in prison.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have Sean Spicer this time to go out there and tell everyone that it's the biggest crowd ever to witness a court case, right? And we can see it with our own eyes and ears. There are not that many people out there. Some of it may have to do with the fact that it's taking place in New York City. There are not that many Trump supporters who are there. Some of it may have to do with the fact that the last time he urged people to congregate on his behalf was January 6th. And certainly we know how that ended up, and certainly a lot of people have been arrested for their decision to descend on the Capitol. But I still can't quite get around the fact, and maybe Lisa could address this, which is the act of encouraging protests at the courthouse, of asking your supporters to make a spectacle of the court proceedings. To a degree, maybe not in legal terms, but to a degree, it seems like an act of attempted intimidation. And I'm wondering